Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. And you, monkey, you're listening to the Potsy and Tino show. And that's not a bad thing, monkey. That's a good thing. Bang!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Pots and Pans Network brings to you its tag team champions of the world, the Potsy and Tino show. That's right. Tino Gray, Rob Potsy Potchak. Our theme song, as always, is brought to you by Adam's House Cats. Called the Wrestling Song. It's available on iTunes for 99 cents. Tino, I got to tell you, even before we get to what we normally talk about, I was worried we weren't going to be able to do our show tonight.
I was about to say, you got power now.
I have power now. For those that didn't know, Blitzball Champ is in the audience. What's up, Jason Ingram?
You should send him the link.
I want to point out.
Should you hear me?
What's up?
You should send him the link.
You want me to send him the link? I'll send him the link. I'll send Jason. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to continue talking then.
Oh no, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot. As I took a bite of my damn bagel, you can't multitask.
As I take a bite out of my bagel.
Look, your screen went blank.
Keep talking, man. Like
your screen went blank, so it's just dark, and all we hear is he. There's a black screen.
Well, my screen's gonna go blank while I invite Jason to the show.
Now, so apparently, Rob's place where he lives down there in Durham had a power outage. I think it was like the power went out on your side of town. What, yesterday?
Yes.
So he didn't have power. He didn't have anything. So he was worried that we may not be able to do the show this evening because he didn't have power. And he was going to try to go another place, and they Shorty's house. They had power but no internet, so he was going to use his hotspot. So I was expecting to see you coming live from Shorty's, but hey, when I saw you're home, that's kind of cool.
Well, if you remember correctly, and I'm sorry that my screen is off at the moment. If you remember,
Michael Turner.
I said I don't think I will be out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact was that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to have the show the way that we normally do. And in fact, I started joking that we were going to be in the old Scrudio.
Yeah, and like I said, it ended up working out. We would have been in the old Scrudio, but I was behind. Nicole and I were helping Matthew with a homework assignment. So I was like, well, I'll just, didn't know how long it was going to take. So I figured I'll just do it from my place and you do it from your place, and we would do it remotely this week. And which I'm glad you're back home. I saw your Facebook post, which you wrapped up. I'm like, this fool, because I don't know if you guys aren't here in North Carolina, but at night, I mean, it's gotten cold here, and at night it's really cold. It's like below freeze, it's like in the 20s. This fool was in his house with no heat in the dark. I'm like, I know he's cold. He was all suited up, had a hoodie, the sweatshirt. He was all sitting in the dark, and he was taking a picture of himself. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of there.
Here's what's funny about it, and I'm back on screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what's funny about it. It wasn't horrible. Like I came home last night, and it's after I was doing my trivia game that I hosted and everything else, and I sent Jason his invite if he actually wants to join in, but I got home and it was chilly, And I got home and I was wearing jeans and I was wearing a t-shirt and I had a Blitzball Champ is
Yes.
Blitzball Champ is ready to join, folks. Here he comes. Look at this guy. Blitzball Champ is in the house. What is up, Jason?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
So I wanna continue explaining like what was going on. So about 1:00 yesterday afternoon, like Tino was saying, power went out in Durham, North Carolina. Like 11,000 homes were affected by it, and we immediately got something. Like I said, it was at 1 p.m. It said, "Hey, our thing says that you'll be back up by 4 p.m." And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the comic book shop. I'm going to pick up the new week's comics. Picked up. Now I'm going to do this like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I picked up Cobra Commander #1. I picked up Duke #1. I picked up an Avengers comic. So anyways, I picked up like 5 or 6 books. And then on the, and nobody said what, but
Michael Turner just did.
oh, okay. At
What?
least somebody. Thank you, Michael Turner. Love you, brother. So picked up the books and then drove back to the house. And I was like, it's still cold, right? And it was like 3:30. I figured normally when they say, oh, power will be out till about 4, power's back on, a half hour early or whatever. No. Then all of a sudden I get another text message that says power will be out until 6 p.m. And I'm like, who these motherfuckers think they are? And Jason, sorry, I'm gonna drop some F-bombs.
The power
Hey,
company.
do your thing. Do your thing.
The power company, that's who they think they are.
Yeah, Duke Energy sitting there going, y'all don't need power, do you? So
You don't need
then,
light. You don't need light and heat.
So then, I gotta be at Ruckus and Carey at like 6:37. But I got a phone call that said, "Hey Rob," because Tino, when you were on the phone with me yesterday, and I was like, "These motherfuckers not having me with any power," and I was angry, like Tino heard all of it, and I was like, "Oh hey, I gotta go. I got another call coming in," and I thought it was like the power company. Well, it was Terrence calling me from Ruckus, telling me that, hey, they need you to pick up some device that they use so that we can plug it in at trivia. So I picked that up, went from one Ruckus to the other Ruckus. Still didn't have power. This is like 7:30. Run my trivia. Leave at 10 p.m. Go back to the Ruckus in Morrisville. Okay. My friend Tessa, who was bartending, did not have her car. So I said, Tessa, how are you getting home? And she's like, oh, I was thinking I'd take an Uber. And I'm like, well, if you want, I will go ahead and give you a ride home because I don't have power at my house right now, right? But before I did this, I called my sister, who has 2 homes. She's got one in Myrtle Beach where they're staying right now, and she's got one in Durham. And I was like, hey, if you have power at your house, do you mind if I stay over at your place? And she goes, no, I don't mind if you stay over at my place. But she checks her internet cameras to see whether or not they're working, right? Well, the internet cameras aren't working. So she's like, well, I probably don't have power then.
Dang.
Turns out that wasn't the case. The internet was out as well as the power, but both were out at my place. In fact, they're both up now, by the way. That's why I'm able to do the show from my home. But yesterday, my house had both out. Her house had just internet out.
So she had power.
So
Oh,
I could have gone over to her house and stayed in a warm area and had even like my CPAP work. So needless to say, I was a little disappointed to find that when I wanted to go to sleep, that when I decided I was going to wear 2 hoodies, a pair of sweats, 2 pairs of socks,
oh Lord.
and could not, mind you, could not wear my CPAP machine because there
No
was
power.
power at my house. I've pretty much been up for 48 hours straight.
Jeez. Oof.
Mind you, though, I am completely okay with that because I woke up, I was able to deal with my daily, whatever. And lots of stuff happened in the world of professional wrestling that we're going to talk about. But before we talk about that, gentlemen, Jason, our friend Blitzball,
Yes.
I want to start with you, sir.
You're the
When we
guest.
start with our little segment called What's Up With You?
What's up with you?
So for me, mainly it's been a combination of working out. I got a good friend of mine that's my trainer. I usually do 3 days a week, sometimes two, just depending on schedules. But it's been going good. Been doing that since July. Uh, Definitely been getting stronger. Um, but yeah, it's over in the Garner area. But yeah, I usually just go right after work. Bam. Um, and also just doing my usual gaming here and there. Hopefully, we'll be streaming a lot more after this month. But I am super duper excited for the next couple of months.
Oh, here we go.
So in March, beginning of March, I will be going to Atlanta for the Salsa and Bachata Congress. My first Congress, and I'm looking really forward to it. I got a hookup from my teachers to get a full pass at half price.
Now,
So
Jason, hold on a second. Uh, Tino did not like my little dancing and
No.
maramba or whatever I was doing. So would you please explain to Tino what that means?
Oh, I know what it means. I'm just saying I don't want you to dance because you butchered that one and you butchered the swerve dance. I told you you like
dang.
you like a mentally challenged toddler, so you need to chill.
Jason,
Wow.
would you please before I remove Tino from the stream?
Yeah, I'll go to bed.
Grandpa over there.
Hmm.
I got this and still get ass.
Wow. I mean, is he
Family
wrong?
friendly show normally, but
You're Jason.
But oh man.
Jason, please explain what that actually means. What you were talking about? Event.
So it is a big Latin festival. They do
God
it.
damn it, Tino.
They do it once a year in Atlanta specifically, and there's performances. There's workshops from many teachers from all over the world. I mean, not only just here in the U.S. but also Korea, Spain.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot, and they have socials that go on as long as till 5 in the morning. Yeah, so you have to really pace yourself and just go according to what you want to do because it's a huge schedule, and you just pretty much go do the parts that you want to do. So,
Sure,
That
sure.
so
sounds
yeah,
fun. That
there's
actually sounds
that.
that sounds fun.
And then the big, huge trip that I'm looking the most forward to, I will be in Philadelphia for WrestleMania weekend.
Oh,
But, but I'll be attending not one, not two, not three, but 7 wrestling shows.
how did you pull that off? That's awesome, dude.
So, but here's the kicker. WrestleMania actually isn't one of them.
It's funny
Yeah,
that you said that, Jason, because I was talking to our buddy CJ today, and we were thinking about just going to Philadelphia to take in all of the other wrestling shows.
Oh, so not going to WrestleMania, just going to the other stuff.
Kinda, yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm doing.
So you're not
So,
going to WrestleMania?
no. So I'm doing Stardom, Defy Wrestling, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, JCW, Progress Wrestling, DDT, and For the Culture.
Wow.
So all that sounds awesome, but Tino, is it just me, or does that sound like he's just making stuff up?
He's
No,
throwing
I'm kidding, Jason. You
he's
know we,
throwing he's throwing
you know,
letters together. I'm going to XYZ and the PBS
I'm going to the CBS and the Fox and the NBC
and
wrestling.
don't forget the STD and
But
Wow.
hold on.
that
If
sounds
Jason, just so you know, if you go to South Street,
Mhm.
you might actually participate in the STD wrestling.
don't
Just so you know, so I would not do that. Look at Jason's face.
That's a real thing?
He's
Ew.
like, is that a thing? I don't want.
no, they're saying he's saying if you pick up a partner from that street, you're gonna get the STD. So that's gonna be your
He's like, I don't want that. I
nah,
don't want that.
nah,
That's pretty nasty.
nah.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's
That's
not
awesome, and
that is a.
in
So did
fact,
you get?
if possible, I still want to try to try to be part of those different elements. So
So are you going, Jason? Are you going to Sting's last match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Revolution? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But Tino, what up with you?
I don't know, but Michael Turner just said STD pay per views, anything goes.
Oh, boy. Ew.
You know what? That may be the funniest thing in our chat that Michael Turner has ever said. Michael,
I like that.
well played, sir. Well played. So,
Trying
what
to
is
think.
up with you?
So last weekend, well, I didn't get to talk about it because we weren't here last Thursday. So last Saturday, I was in Hickory, did a show. The reason why we weren't here last Thursday is because we have found, I was interviewing. It was a working interview for a bass player for the band because we got a wedding coming up, and I wanted to round out the sound. And so at the most point, we've been at this point we've been I call Everclear in it. If you guys know what Everclear is, it's just the bass, the guitar, and the drummer. And so, but we didn't have the bass. We just had 2 guitars and a drummer. So I wanted to kind of round everything out. So we found a drummer. He works out. So that's where I was last Thursday.
So the group is now called Waba and the Tino Gray Band.
Not as long as I'm paying taxes on this shit and got all the equipment. It's still mine. I will fire everybody and start over.
Dang. Yeah, he meant what he said.
So did you like him?
Oh yeah, he's awesome, dude. He's awesome. So I'm excited. He's picked up. We had practice. My first practice Tuesday, and he went home and he did the homework and he came back and it's like, so that's all we're doing now. We're tweaking. So that's why we were talking about. I was telling Rob. So I think Tuesdays from now until the wedding in February, just every Tuesday we're just tightening to get everything ready. Other than that, man, I was off Monday, had a good time. It's been cold, but I like the cold. I'm not and Rob will tell you, I don't like heat. I'm not a hot weathered person. I'm summer and I don't get along. I like spring, fall, and winter. Every so I'm enjoying the cold. I'm wanting it to snow.
I tend to think that anybody that is anything that people would call overweight in any way, shape, or form. Well, I don't know what the fuck just happened there.
Oh
What was
yeah,
that?
whenever you do the piece, yeah, you
Oh,
get balloons.
Because you did this earlier, and then it was, well, I don't know what you're doing.
hey,
Now you
that's
did
pretty cool.
this.
I've never seen that before. Not doing it.
No, even though I'm just hot.
Not doing it.
I'm just hot natured, dude. I run hot when I go to the doctor. The doctor, because she had to get used to it. My normal body temperature is like 98, 99. I just run hot.
No, and I get it, man. I'm just saying that, like, I tend to think that it's people that have our body structure where like if you sweat for whatever reason, you in these moments you prefer like the cold,
Mhm.
and I totally do. Like last night, everybody was like, "Rob, are you gonna be okay going home to your house?" And it's like, I don't know, 52 degrees in my house, and I'm like, I ran a Godiva chocolatier where it was 52 degrees every day. And if I walked in with a hangover, I just put my head on the damn table and it was like, all right, I feel great. You know what I mean? Like that's literally what I did. Um uh so
That's all. That's what's up with me, man.
so I had a pretty big week.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you did.
Um I'll start at the beginning of the week. We had the final orders of Zor #1 come in. And initially we were looking at them and we were thinking, okay, this is going to be a kid's book. And then all of a sudden the final orders came in and we were like, all right, this is a kid's book, like we were like, woo.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Exactly. Like, could they have been better? Absolutely. If I was working with Image, if I was working with Dark Horse, Marvel, DC, whatever, yeah, they would have been better. But the interesting thing is that, like, the orders that we expected, they doubled. So I was very happy with where they came in. Obviously, one of the covers, the seat cover from Owen, we're giving all the proceeds after the cost of the book itself. We're giving all the proceeds to children's cancer research. So I mean, like we're very happy with that. We're very happy on the numbers that we actually got on the book. And we also recently sent the second covers for issue #2 in as well. So we're very happy with that. And then Tino, just before we went on the air,
Oh yeah.
I got asked, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, well, I was thinking I'd watch Jack Reacher and maybe another show or two. And a buddy of mine was like, well, how about you come to work at noon and you start being an assistant manager at the theater that I work at. So I have officially accepted a position being an assistant manager at a theater. So good news, bad news. good news, maybe bad news. I don't know. Good news is Rob has a job. Thank you, Jason.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
Tino as well. Maybe bad news. We don't know what it means for the Potsy and Tino show because I'd already started doing trivia on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, which meant couldn't really open my schedule for nights up every night of the week. So we don't know exactly when we're doing the Potsy and Tino show going forward. But we'll figure it out.
You better.
I'm not worried
I mean, after 250 episodes of the show, it would be a little disappointing if we weren't able to continue it, right, Tino?
Yeah.
So
10,000 or bust.
thanks, Jason. But yes, starting and interestingly, he was like, "So you can be here at noon tomorrow." So I will actually, and I was like, "Friday," and he goes, "Yeah, we start our week on Friday," and I'm like, "Who starts their week on Friday?"
Apparently they do.
That is weird.
Funny thing is when I worked at GameStop, I constantly said we should start our week on Friday.
Well,
And
probably movie theater, probably because that's when movie weekends. That's probably what it is.
there you are, sir. Very good observation there. Gentlemen, are you ready to talk about pro wrestling?
Yeah. I actually got some breaking news on that.
Whoa, sir. You didn't even talk to us ahead of time about this. Like, how are we supposed to let you just break news?
It's probably what I think I know what he's about to say. So go ahead.
Jason, go ahead. Break news.
The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada,
No, I
at
didn't
the
know that
end
one.
of this month is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's
No.
not news. Tino, you knew that, right?
I'd heard rumors, but yeah, I know it was. Yeah,
That was just posted like now.
no, I heard rumors that that he was thinking about it. But yeah, if he just did it, dang,
Jason, if you want to break news, sir,
break it.
you got to tell me where he is signing.
Oh,
So, no word yet. But the thing is, he was booked for dates in February, but his contract is up at the end of this month. So, yeah,
I got a feeling. I got a feeling he's going to AEW.
So, interestingly, this is one that Triple H really, really wants.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because, and for everybody watching, Triple H really wants him and has shown recently exactly how far he's willing to go to get him by showing exactly how strong he's willing to book the Japanese wrestlers. And
he's booking the snot out of Shinsuke, and he's pushing on the women on SmackDown.
Bam.
Yep.
So if I had to guess, I don't want to say I'm 100% firm because Tony Khan's basically been like, I'm gonna sign everybody. Because he really has, right?
Tony Khan is the modern day Bischoff WCW.
And it really, like, so the people that end up showing up in WWE are the ones that are like, I'm betting on myself, right?
Fair point.
However, I do think when it comes to Okada, he wants that WWE / WrestleMania moment, and him in the Royal Rumble, I think would be a massive splash.
But
I think
who, if he does have that WrestleMania moment, who do we put him against? for that
Woo!
WrestleMania moment. So both of you, that's the question. Both of you, modern day, right now, um, WWE. First of all, where's he go? So he probably won't go to NXT. And I don't know what I did. He probably won't go to NXT.
I don't know how to do it.
So he'll probably and Triple H will probably put him on Raw.
I
So
was thinking that.
if he goes to Raw, who does he put him against?
So Jason, I'll let you go ahead and start with your opinion.
Well, for those that don't know, the very interesting thing about it, Okada at the time was the leader of a faction called Chaos, but the original leader and founder of Chaos was actually Shinsuke
Shinsuke
Nakamura.
Nakamura.
So I don't know if there's possibility that there is some sort of tie that they do with those two, either as a unit or against each other. But I could see Okada being involved with Shinsuke in some form or fashion.
If they if and I'm a betting man, so this is what I think they do, and I think it's going to piss everybody off. Um, we've established that Roman Reigns is more than likely going to go to WrestleMania to face The Rock. So that leaves another one of their top guys possibly not having a match. This guy just got out of a semi feud with Shinsuke. So what if they brought Okada in against one American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? Give him that WrestleMania moment against a big name in WrestleMania. Now it's not pushing the story like we all want to, but I still think it would be a good high profile match. It might pacify Cody because I think he's thinking he's going for the title at Mania. But I can still see this being a high profile match. That's my opinion.
So you know what? That's a very good point, Tino.
Agreed.
I would say that by the way, Mr. Helios, Terrence, thank you for pointing out that my power is back at my house and my internet is back, which I'm glad to see. The the interesting thing with this, you're absolutely right. Cody Rhodes would be a good one. Jason, I wouldn't put him against Shinsuke only because I think that would make people think that they're limited in the Japanese versus Japanese star. I also think,
Perhaps.
however, that a star like Drew McIntyre or Sheamus or like Drew McIntyre specifically, I think would be good. But you know who'd be really interesting in case they don't have a high profile match for at WrestleMania would be Gunther because
Okay.
I
it's
think
the
they're
Championship.
they're saying that Brock is coming back, and I think they teased that last year at the Rumble, the Brock Gunther. So I think that they're going to push that for Mania. Now, for the title, Brock doesn't need an IC title, but
Right.
I think they're pushing Brock Gunther for Mania.
However, interestingly enough, to your point, Tino, the only titles that Brock Lesnar has actually held in the WWE have been the World and the Universal Championship.
He
So,
hadn't yet.
Right.
so with that stated, maybe he comes back and he goes, "Hey, boy, I've never held that title." And you know, him being the big grass-fed like country boy that he is, I
Mhm.
could kind of see him sitting there saying, "I just want to add another one to my collection."
Let me give you this. Another title he's never had, and I want you to follow my train of thought here, and that is the Seth Rollins title. Now,
Nobody has. Seth is the only one that's had
Seth,
that.
but
Right.
follow my train of thought. Seth apparently is hurt, so we're going to find out
Yes.
next week. Supposedly, if he's going to have surgery, he might have to be out 8 to 9 months, which is going to leave him for Mania. The rumor is what they want to do is they're going to strip him the title and give it to Damien because Damien has the briefcase. Now, Damien's not going to hold it long. We know this, right? So
Right.
what if Brock comes back and he beats Damien, and then instead of the Seth CM Punk, we have Brock CM Punk.
So there's another rumor going around.
Interesting.
I don't like that rumor because the other rumor going around is pretty strong, which is
Okay.
if Seth can't go, there is a rumor that the Royal Rumble match itself
Oh no.
will
Yeah,
determine the next.
yeah. The rumor I heard, they didn't want to
World
do a tournament like that. They wanted just to go ahead and kind of reward, and it makes sense. So right now, that the Judgment Day can have all the titles for now. You know what I'm saying? And because they said if they don't do it that way, they was like Damien's never going to be a champion. Either he's going to cash it in and lose it, or he's going to cash it in on an undercard title.
Well, can I tell you a way that this would actually be amazing?
What you got?
Tina?
Yeah,
What if they did where the Royal Rumble match ended with Finn Balor being the one to win, and that meant he won the World Heavyweight Championship, right? So he holds the World Heavyweight Championship up. Damian Priest, his tag team partner, comes all the way down to the ring, holds his hand up, and they're holding all 5 belts up at once, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Damian Priest sits there, looks at him, while Finn Balor just still has that smug look with that big beard of his.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes and knocks him down and says, "Get me a referee." And 1, 2, 3, Damian Priest becomes the World Heavyweight Champion using his Money in the Bank. And to your point recently, Tino, Damian Priest leaves the Judgment Day based on the fact that, like, he likes what R-Truth has been doing. He doesn't like JD McDonough being in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case might be, he sits there and says, F this, give me my belt, I'm out.
Then you got to come.
Yeah.
But then you got to solve the problem. He's still tag champs with Finn Balor.
No, this is one of those moments where all of a sudden you have 2 guys that absolutely hate each other, won't tag each other in, and for like 3 weeks they're sitting there not tagging to each other until DIY or Bobby Lashley's boys, the Street Profits, or whomever you want gets to take those tag titles. Like it immediately opens up and it makes the story so fun.
Yeah, and I guess they could do what they did with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade when they were tag champs and Cora turned on Roxanne. I mean, they could do that too.
Yeah,
but
You had to bring Cora Jade up already because we're going to talk about her, Jason. Thanks.
The banner still says "What's up with you?"
got him.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten there. So, all right, what show do we really want to talk about, gentlemen?
Well, we've been on WWE so I think Raw is a couple of things.
Hey, I got my big announcement out of the way, so it's all on y'all.
And then NXT.
Your big announcement wasn't nothing. We don't know where Okada's going.
No, I meant about the Philly trip. So.
Oh well, yeah, that was a big announcement for you, and congratulations, sir. So.
Yeah. So take it away.
So we had a couple of things that happened on Raw. So you had the American Nightmare came out and he gave his little talk. Drew came out and cut him off, and they went back and forth. Even Drew even reminded Cody that, well, yeah, we used to be the tag team champions. Do you remember our name? And Cody's the Dashing Ones. I'd even forgotten that name. That I forgot about the Dashing Ones. And so, so Cody, and so I guess they're setting up a match for McIntyre and Cody.
Did you find it interesting that, now this talk of Seth Rollins being injured, they set up all these possibilities for matches before Seth Rollins even got injured?
Well, they have to. I mean, Royal Rumble's next damn weekend. They've got to at least have some kind of map. Or if they're starting, it's the road to WrestleMania. So if they're starting to build up or ramp up the Mania, they've got to have, I guess, those pieces in place.
Well, so another one was that CM Punk in social media stated, "Hey Cody, you always want to talk about something. How about you talk about me?" And that added just another element to it.
Oh yeah, that's for next week. They're having a face off next week.
Yeah, but now we know that Seth is possibly injured. But before Seth was injured, all these possibilities were starting to come up, and it almost made me think:
I think
they
that's
faking a Seth Rollins injury?
No, I think that it's smart of them to have backups because there's no guarantee that Seth's going to be healthy going in. You know what I mean? So it's smart to have kind of, even if it doesn't
Go ahead.
even if it doesn't pan out, it's smart to have plan B. You know what I mean?
But it is, but it was even before they thought Seth was going to be hurt. So this was more like, how do we add elements to the actual Royal Rumble match? But now all of a sudden, I'm sitting here going, how is this going to play out for Seth's championship? Because Seth might not be available.
And that's another thing too. I think it's a shoot that Seth is working with a bad back. So
well,
if you're
is
right,
knee though, this is it. Like he blew out his knee.
No, I'm talking before the knee. You're saying how they're earlier in the night they're doing all this. He's been working with a bad back, and if Seth's if he's still doing all, he's still fighting, he's doing house shows. If you got a bad back, they've got to have that contingency plan, especially for their champion. So I don't think they were thinking, oh, Seth hurt his. They're thinking Seth's got a bad back, and all it really takes is one back drop, and he could be out. You know what I'm saying? We got to have a backup plan now. I think that they are with him with that knee thing. That I don't, you know what I'm saying? I think they had that backup plan, but I think they thought that it might come true. That's, you know what I'm saying? So now they're scrambling. What are we gonna do with this belt? What are we gonna do with this belt?
Well,
So I don't.
I agree with you, Tino, but I do think that part of it is that they're trying to add storyline elements for possibilities in the Rumble itself.
Right around the corner.
And I do want, before we leave here tonight, I want us to talk about the possibility of who might show up in the Royal Rumble match.
That's what Michael Turner was just saying.
Absolutely.
So, we obviously have another week before we really have to prepare for it.
I got one for the women.
Someone just knocked on my bathroom door, even though I'm all by myself. Jason,
you know what? I had a feeling that was going to come up. Dang it!
I don't know if you.
We didn't even talk about Oscar's grandma and her orthopedic Skechers. We didn't get to that one yet.
I think she's retired now.
I may show up in the Royal Rumble. You never know. You never know.
Oh! If Sumi Sakai shows up and wins the Royal Rumble, I won't let y'all see the end of it for the whole year.
Well, she won't win the Royal Rumble.
She right can't. Now, I think they don't make orthopedic Skechers anymore. I don't.
They don't make them that last
Tino, remember, dude, They're Nikes now.
Oh, excuse me.
They don't make orthopedic Skechers that actually last the entire Royal
Look,
Rumble.
and I don't know, and coming down the WrestleMania ramp, that's a long ramp with a walker with the tennis balls on the front trying to.
Wow.
Be right back.
So anyway,
That's terrible.
so there wasn't really a whole lot on Monday Night Raw that made me feel like I needed to talk about it tonight on the show. Tino, did you feel like there was a lot that you needed to talk about?
I like and you caught me. I'm over here trying to pour myself a drink, but I'll come back in the frame for that. I like the R-Truth segment.
Yes. Okay. God
where
damn it. I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about that.
where he's backstage. He's like they're backstage and he goes and Damien's coming and you're not part of the group and you don't need to. And so he just hands him this wad of cash. He goes,
Like, here's
well,
your
what's
cut.
this? He says, show cut. He said, I got some for Tom and Nick too. Is Nick okay? I can't find him on Facebook.
It was a stack like this, by the way. And then as they got done talking, and you're absolutely right, Tino, because I did want to talk about this because one, R-Truth had 2 shirts come out last week and became the #1 merchandise seller
Sure did.
instantly.
I think that's the one he was selling. That's where he got the stack from.
And then immediately after Monday Night Raw, they
That
came
video.
out with the Tom and Nick Mysterio shirt. And it's got R-Truth in between 2 Dominic Mysterios. And he's got his arms around them. And that now is like the #1 selling shirt on WWEshop.com. But on top of that, I can't stress enough. So and Tino hates when I bring up Busted Open, but R-Truth was on Busted Open. And when he was,
they need to start paying us for damn.
They should. But when he was on Busted Open,
I'm listening.
They said, how did this whole situation come up? And R-Truth sat there and said, well, they told me they wanted to bring me in for that first segment.
Well, last on Monday?
On that very first Monday when R-Truth came back.
Okay.
And R-Truth popped Damian Priest so hard during that segment that Damian Priest went backstage afterwards and told Triple H, we need to keep doing this because that dude is hilarious.
He pops him every time. He's still popping him. He was popping him Monday. He was popping him Monday.
Oh, dude. When they did the match.
Oh, my God.
And R-Truth
dropped that money.
Told, don't tag in. And then he went to go give Finn Balor his money, and he pulled out the wad, and it just went everywhere.
Yeah.
And Finn was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I think my favorite part of that, because he gave some to Finn. He'd already given it to Damien.
And
he gave some to Dom. And Jenny goes, where's mine? He goes, you're not in the group.
Yeah.
But did you guys notice that when they came walking down the entrance
was beside him, behind him,
that the CGI augmented reality Judgment Day video package thing had R-Truth there, and he was like this, and it said "Live, Laugh, Love" underneath him, and I lost my shit. I was like, there's no, because when they were all walking up, it was the 4 dudes, no Rhea Ripley because she was still in the back, and R-Truth came walking up by himself behind all of them. But that video package thing, that CGI AI like augmented reality thing.
Speaking of the video package, that video that he made, like I always thought I'd be part of the Judgment Day, and they had Judgment Day when they were babies.
I told that doctor
Mm-hmm.
when I was born that
That
I'll be
whole
part of the judgment day. And we didn't even talk about this because we weren't on last week.
yeah.
But oh my god, dude, that I first of all, let me just say, as an artist, I hate AI art. Okay.
Mm.
But if you're going to use it,
That's the perfect time to use it.
that was the perfect because the Finn Balor baby still had the beard. The Damian Priest baby still had like his straps the way that they are.
Yep.
Dom
And
still has gang.
what I love though was Tino sat there and sent me a message and he said, "But where's JD in the group?" And I said, "He's not in the group when it comes to our truth."
Yep.
Pointing it out.
Oh, we want to talk about Raw, but we need to talk about the Raw last week because it bled over into this week. We didn't talk about it. Ludwig Kaiser snapping. Now, I'm gonna tell you, and people always say wrestling's fake and it doesn't look real. When he threw that chair, it looked
Oh,
like
yep.
it hit Kofi in the face, and I thought that's not a word. Kofi's hurt.
Well,
Yeah.
can I ask a question first before we really go into it? Why did it look like Kofi was wrestling in a pair of Jordans and his underwear?
For the past couple of weeks, he's been wearing shorts and a Jordan. He hadn't been wearing his.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that too. He hadn't been wearing the long tights like he's been wearing.
But they literally look like a pair of boxer shorts. And I started wondering, I was like, did Kofi even realize he's supposed to be here tonight?
Well, no, it was last
Yeah.
week when he started doing. I'm like, okay, maybe he lost his gear, but then he did it again last week. I'm like, oh, well, maybe that's his new look.
Well, and then they had the New Day reform on the Drew Barrymore show, and I hate to say it, but I said this earlier today to Mr. Helios and a couple friends of ours that Xavier Woods kind of looked like a grandmother that was unhappy
Mhm.
about what people thought of her Christmas cookies. And you gotta find the picture online because you'll see all three of them together. But when you see it, you'll know what I mean.
Mm.
And I'll put it this way. Just basically means to tell everybody that Xavier Woods needs to grow his beard back.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right,
I can dig that.
but
To your point though, Tino, the Ludwig Kaiser thing.
but before we go finish that, I want to stress, throwing chairs is so wildly irresponsible because you don't know. He threw that chair, the bottom of the chair, the wheels part
Mhm.
hit him in the face. They're getting a little carried away. Remember, I remember I didn't like at the what was it, the elimination chamber when she went on the top and put the can over her head. That was so
Oh,
fucking
Io.
that was so dangerous. If she'd have stepped back, because you don't know where you are,
Yeah, but
you lose.
she's done that spot like
Doesn't
I
matter,
think at
dude.
least a good 2 or 3
How many how
times,
many how
if
many
not
times
more,
how
ever
many
since her time in NXT.
how many
So
times has Seth Rollins done that flip thing when he broke his leg against Kane? How many times did he do that running power bomb when he fucking almost crippled Sting? It doesn't matter how many times you did it. It only takes one time to slip.
that's
And
true. That is
and
true.
Jason, I agree with what Tino's saying. Like the fact that he like there was a safer way to throw the chair, but there's also a different chair to throw that they understand how it's going to hit them. So if it was just a random folding chair, there is a much
If
different
if he'd have thrown the chair
the other
with
direction.
with the seat facing him, is what I'm saying. That would have been safer
Right,
than
right,
throwing it bottom first and it hit him in the
But
face like that.
right.
point exactly, but at the same time, if he had gone over and grabbed the timekeeper's chair, which would have been a folding chair, he could have thrown the folding chair,
Yes.
would have had
Right.
the same impact that every folding chair that these guys ever take would have been. So,
Right.
Tino, I totally agree. I think that if I had to guess, this was a practiced spot.
I'm sure, and again,
But yes, practice spots could still equal bad outcomes. You're 100% correct, but the outcome that they got from it was holy shit. Kofi, I think, is concussed.
and well, then if you were in doubt of him being concussed there, he ran around the ring and drop kicked his head against the metal stairs.
And the way, dude,
Yeah.
we know Kofi is one of the best in the business.
Oh
The
yeah.
only guy that would have been able to take that move and make it even more devastating looking to me would have been Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, right?
Hmm.
And we'll talk about him later. But we always call him the bump machine. And we call him the bump machine because nobody takes a bump like Nick Nemeth. Nobody. So, and maybe now that they don't have him, and right now we don't know what's up with the rest of the New Day,
Right.
I would think that, hey, right now making it look like Kofi's going to be gone for a while means when Kofi might show up in the Royal Rumble, it could be an even better and more exciting spot. Because I got to be honest with you, I really don't want to see Kofi do one of those bullshit spots where, oh, my feet aren't touching the ground. Like,
That's the best part. I love that part.
Yeah.
But
no,
here,
the best
here,
part was when he finally fucked it up and he actually ended up out of the Royal Rumble and he was like, that was probably more exciting for
that
people because I didn't actually like make it
mess
ruined it.
up
into
that
the
time.
ring.
It ruined it. But so you go back to this week. So it looked vicious last week. We could have killed Kofi last week. Hey, this week you're going to face Xavier, and I want you to do the same thing. Throw the
Mhm.
bottom at the chair as hard as you can at his face.
Hopefully Xavier grows a beard to prevent it.
Mm-mm. He ducked it, but yeah.
Well, I think what it's leading up to, and I think you guys know what that's leading up to, considering the New Day reunited on the Drew Barrymore show.
Mhm.
He can't wrestle.
We don't know that.
He's saying he can't wrestle. His neck. No, he can't wrestle.
How many times has somebody in the pro wrestling world said that they can't do something?
Yeah, but his neck injury and surgery was way different than everybody
When
else's.
you have surgery?
But wasn't Adam Copeland's and Brian Danielson's just as threatening? Lita's?
Hold on. First of all, gentlemen, Big E did not have surgery, from what I was told.
I thought he had that halo and all that stuff. I thought he had surgery.
Oh, you know what? You're right. He did.
Mm-hmm.
The fusion surgeries that the other ones had was a different situation, Jason. But yeah, you guys are right, and I apologize for being incorrect there. He absolutely. Well, I don't know. He could have had the halo put on just to maintain stuff, but I do think it was surgery. And I do think that, like, my personal belief is that he is done. Like, I'm a little surprised they haven't moved him to a commentary table.
That's what I think is going to happen with him. He's
Yeah.
probably going to have some on
Well, I think
camera
right now
role.
what they're using him for is actually finding like NCAA stars to be NIL athletes with them, which is what he really is good at doing.
True.
Anyways, NXT. I I want to go ahead. First of all, when it comes to when it comes to the NXT stuff, I think we need to bring up something that Vic Joseph actually mentioned during the show. Jason looks like he's part of the Superman 2.
No, he's doing the Lyra about Carrie.
Thank you, Tino.
Oh, I thought he was part of the Phantom Zone.
No.
No?
Yeah, Lyra's been my girl ever since NXT UK when she was Eva Valkyrie. That's my girl.
But Tino, you and I talked about it a little bit. Cora Jade just came back
Arm injury.
Yeah.
And I wanted so badly to talk about how we always joke that she was similar to Sky Blue, right?
Don't do it.
No.
Won't
Did
do
you
it.
know they're both from Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
So like they really are very similar, but unfortunately,
That's not where I thought you were going.
no. Her just returning from injury and then blowing out her ACL is a tragic injury because I really thought the WWE and NXT was getting ready to just put the rocket ship under her.
And they were.
Yeah. I can believe that.
And it's so disappointing because when she came back, she went from nobody gave a shit to like she was truly a rocket ship lit under her.
Yeah.
Like instantly though. Like that doesn't happen even in NXT very often.
No.
There is one other person that it did happen with, and that's Oba.
I want to talk about Oba Femi, but before I do,
Sure, no. I want you guys to talk about this.
no, we got to go back because we missed last week's show. But something, and I know a lot of people like the wrestling, but I like some of the in between stuff.
Sure.
Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, toodles.
Working on that horse farm.
Oh, as Fallon Henley's ranch head or something like that.
So first the outfit she came in, we were like, I was like, what are you wearing?
I did not see this.
You need to go back and watch it.
It was pretty funny. It was actually.
By the way, I will also stress that due to the fact that I did not have power at my house over the last 48 hours, I did not see NXT this week, and I did not see AEW Dynamite. So continue, gentlemen.
Only one BZ's in the house.
Shavar.
Shavar, did you see the what I'm talking about? He said, "Let me find this footage." Yeah, you need to find that.
Shavar, you want to join? You want to join the group?
Tiffany Stratton, Fallon Henry horse farm. But so Oba Femi, that happened last week too. So
I might drop out here, gentlemen, while I try to get Shavar the.
So Dragon Lee, who was he facing? Was it Nathan Frazier last week that he put that title up against last week and he lost? No, it wasn't. Because the dude smarted off to him. So was it? I know who it was. Who's the person? Who's it that Kevin Owens is feuding with?
Help him with this one.
No. Remember you said why was Kevin Owens there? Remember
oh yeah. It was Grayson Waller.
Yeah, he punched Grayson Waller. So Grayson Waller was backstage, and Obi Femi was there, and Grayson Waller's like, "Yeah, you're gonna face me because I'm gonna be the next NXT North American champion." And when he walked away, Obi Femi goes, "That's the main event," and they were like, "Yeah." He goes, because Obi Femi had the contract where he can go for any title. So And they also were pushing all night that an old ex NXT champion was going to be there watching the match or
Yep.
whatever, and it turned out to be Kevin Owens, and Grayson lost the match pretty much because the referee got distracted and Kevin punched him with the cast and rolled him back in. Dragon Lee got the win. Dragon Lee celebrating, and this was
No, that was Lexus King. That was Lexus King.
was it Lexus?
Yeah, that was
No, no,
Lexus
no, no,
King.
no, 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 no. No, was it? No,
Yeah,
because
that was Lexus King.
Kevin,
Because that was afterwards when Obafemi came in and cashed in. Yeah, that was Lexus King.
I must have been thinking of another match where because Kevin Owens came down and punched Grayson in the face. Maybe he was facing Ilya.
You sure that wasn't on SmackDown?
No, dude. No, it was NXT. They said an ex NXT champion.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
what was last week? The ninth. But anyway, Obafemi came in and he beat Dragon Lee for the belt. I'm gonna go back now. So go ahead, you guys talk.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I just love the fact that Shavar's having like his own conversation in our chat. It says hashtag squad. Let me find this footage.
Oh, that's why he's not joining.
Currently
Okay.
high as 3 kites.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Charlie's birthday, and we're heading down to Atlanta. And look at him; he's crying, laughing now. He's like, Charlie's birthday, and we're leaving for Atlanta tomorrow. Me and the gang. Shavar, you can still join in for 5 minutes. I want your opinions of who you expect to be the surprises at the Royal Rumble. Come on, you could hop in for a
Do
minute.
it.
Oh, he was right. It was Lexus King. So it must have been the match the week before.
I think it was, and dude, you shouldn't question Jason if it's anything that's not on the main roster or AEW. So if it's Joshi wrestling or if it's NXT, you know that Jason knows what he's talking. Look at his shirt. Look at his shirt.
It's the woman with the perfect shoulders.
So I think that
She doesn't have orthopedic Skechers.
She sure don't. She's former champion kickboxer and MMA UFC fighter. So watch it.
Hey, he said the link didn't work.
What? I must have spelled it wrong. Hold on.
Quit drinking.
Let me do it again.
But what I do want to talk about too is that the only other thing I want to talk about in the NXT was that women's battle royal, the number one contender battle royal. Now I want to say, and I'm putting this out here now. We were just talking about, and Rob was saying how they were strapping that rocket on Cora Jade's back. I think that was the match for Cora Jade to win. Cora Jade's out, so I think that's why Perez won. Now, it makes sense for Perez to win because she never lost the NXT championship, but I don't think that she was the original who was originally going to win that match. I think that was Cora Jade's match to win.
I think you're 100% right. I think that specifically, I think that they looked at it and they said, who do we have that people will accept in this moment that is as ready as who we were going to put there? And I think that's why we got Roxanne Perez.
Now,
I think that the WWE universe, specifically the NXT, I call it the NXT Galaxy. I'm sorry, I can't call it the NXT universe because it's a smaller version, and Tino hates that. But I think that they already realize. I'm going to finish saying this, and then I'm going to have to hand type in what Shavar doesn't say. But I feel like Shawn Michaels knows that Roxanne Perez can carry the ball, and it like they were just waiting for the right time to bring her back in and do something special. But because of the Cora Jade injury, it was like, we're throwing it to her.
Now, I wouldn't have been mad if they'd have given it to somebody like Fallon
Fallon
Henley.
Henley.
I would have been okay with that too, and I think we all would. I think that though in this situation, there are certain people that you throw the ball to because you know that there's no chance that it's going to be dropped. And Fallon Henley, I'm not saying she would drop it. I'm just saying that it's one of those moments where she just maybe she's not 100% ready. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, she's she's been able to get the occasional big win here and there. So she's slowly on the up and coming more now. If anything, I was kind of shocked, but feeling it. I was kind of shocked to see the split of Electra Lopez Lola Vice. That I did not see coming. So
I
that was
think
pretty cool.
I think I did only because they had bought the LWO down. And remember, those boys used to be in Legado Fantasma
Yes.
and then remember
Hmm.
Electra Lopez was with them, right?
Sure
So
was.
I think now they're going to free up Vega. She's not going to be on NXT anymore. She's going to go back to SmackDown and have Electra with the LWO now. Because they all kind of did it a couple of weeks ago. Remember
Yeah.
backstage, they were like, and they were like, "Hey, how you doing?" And if you notice, Lola Vice kind of looked at her and kind of had that little attitude, which
Ah, good point.
which I think was a seed that they were dropping, and then they just brought it to fruition Tuesday night on NXT.
Ah, good call. Good call. I didn't think about that. Good call.
Hmm. Remember, because she made that face when because Ledge was like, "Hey, da 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 da." They were like, "Oh, girl, we used to run together and do this." And
Yeah.
you saw Lola Vice was kind of in the background, but kind of rolling her eyes and giving them the side eye and like,
Oh, and also shout out to Ren Sinclair, who was in the battle royal as well. Most of y'all may not know that Maddie Renkowski. She was also with NWA. She's done some indie work. I've actually met her before. So
well, she got to get in that because she was the one in the ring with Cora when Cora got hurt.
hmm
Yeah.
I'll be right back. But
Cool deal.
Shavara's in the room.
My guys, what's happening?
What's
Hey,
up?
how's it going?
All we
What's
see is a
going on,
picture.
bro?
It's going good. Going real good.
What's been
Bro,
going on
I
with
feel
you?
like, what's your name again, man?
Jason.
Jason. I feel like I met you at we did. It was either somebody hosted something. I don't know. It might have been my crib. I don't remember.
No,
So we went to a
Rob.
show together.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, that's right. We went to the show together. That's right.
AEW.
Yep.
Yeah. The
When
AEW joint.
Shavar looked like he was falling asleep.
Hey, Rob said it. I didn't say it. Rob
Wait,
said it.
Nah, it was a fact, man. I do too much of what I'm doing right now. That's the problem.
That's what it was. He wasn't sleeping.
Yeah. Tino, no.
he was the
You
only
see it in
one
the
busy by
eyes.
then.
Hey, look. I know and I don't mean to, I know y'all talking about something else. I think y'all
No,
were
You're
go
talking
good.
for it.
NXT. But so y'all got the tickets to Raw?
No,
No. You?
It's March, right?
it
Yeah.
is.
What's the exact date?
I don't even know.
I think
What is it,
March
Jason?
18th. I think March
Okay.
18th, 17th, 18th, somewhere like that.
Hold on. So let
We,
me I can't get out here.
we hadn't got it yet. We still
We
Are you
we
talking
got the
about
tickets to Sting's final match,
18th,
Shavar, which
March
you
18th?
March 18th. So
Mhm.
so you said that you could not make it to Sting's final match, and that's like Tino and I made the executive decision that we would be at that rather than Raw, even though damn it, there's a good possibility that 2 weeks before WrestleMania that you might smell what certain people are cooking.
I mean, we could probably still get tickets. It's not like they
Oh
sold
yeah,
out.
we'll be able to walk up to the door.
I'm not doing that. You can do that. I'm buying a ticket, and I'll be waving at you as I'm going inside. I'm buying a ticket. I'm not
Oh, this
scalping.
motherfucker! I'm waving at you while I'm going inside when I could have gotten him a front row seat to Sting's last match, and he was like,
If
"Bitch, you
you,
be sitting by yourself."
you damn sure will. Look, if you were offering to pay the $300, we'd have been sitting front row. You weren't gonna pay. I had to pay my own ticket. We ain't sitting front row.
Got him.
Once again, you get married and have to answer to that. You'll understand. I'm not playing that game. Shabar's laughing. He knows what I mean.
I feel
No,
you.
and I get it, Tino, and that's why I asked you, and I asked you a second time, and then I was like,
Like it was going to
damn it, we could
change.
have made $7,000 on these tickets.
Jeez.
There are still plenty of Raw March 18th Raleigh tickets.
We can still get tickets. Yes.
Are you going, Jason, to that one?
Oh,
Jason.
you know, Jason and his dad are going to that show.
Oh, we're going. Yeah, we're going to the AEW show. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
No,
I'm talking
no,
about
the Raw.
The Raw show.
Oh no, I haven't gotten tickets.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
gentlemen, I think I can tell everybody off air. I know where they'll all be hanging out afterwards.
Mm.
we said,
Wow.
Shabar, you and I can talk about that later. Because you might need to, whatever it is you might be doing, you might need to bring some of that. But
Don't threaten me with a good time.
well, I can tell you right now, Yeet will be there. So,
oh geez,
that'll be the time I get drug test on Tuesday.
hey, all I need to do is make sure I got a job, and I don't care about the drug test after that.
Damn.
So look,
Listen to Jason.
oh,
Folks, this has been an amazing show already.
I want to throw this out there. So, have y'all heard rumblings of WrestleMania, whatever the next number is?
40?
After this year, yeah.
41.
41.
41. Do we know? Is there any speculation on where it might be?
I think they already met. Yeah, I think they mapped it out for the next few years.
I thought it was Minnesota. I thought that's what they said for the next one.
Jason, can you look that up?
That's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I'm looking into it.
But I've got family in Philly, guys.
Oh, do you?
I just don't want to be in no outdoor stadium in Philadelphia first week in April.
I'm not seeing anything specific, especially not anything on Twitter.
Shavar, you say that? I gotta tell you, man. I don't want to either, but I really want to be at this one.
I mean, it's gonna be dope, no doubt about it.
It's in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. According to Forbes, yeah. Looking at
that's a dope stadium.
Well, at least it won't be cold.
Are you kidding? Minnesota's going to be cold.
Yeah,
even during April?
Yeah.
Minnesota?
Oh yeah.
And 42 is going to be in Vegas.
But Minnesota is obviously that's indoors. They got the closed roof joint.
So yeah, good point.
I can tell you right now.
It'll be 72 in there.
Gentlemen, we're doing 42.
Oh, in Vegas?
In Vegas? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. My thing is,
a no-brainer.
I hope they bring back WrestleMania Access. They're not even doing WrestleMania Access this year. They're doing a superstar brunch.
Jason, they do like an entire superstar experience where you get to walk in and there's already different. It's almost like a convention.
Yeah, isn't that what WrestleMania Access usually is?
So that's what it used to be, but they still do it because all these different people, because they do like the whole like all that stuff that they did for the A&E show of like trying to get all that like merchandise. Mm-hmm. They put that on display and you can go walk through, and at the same time they've got different wrestlers actually still doing signings. It's just, I think that WrestleMania Access the way that they did that was really to try to get like the biggest names possible there. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what goes on with that. Now, the main thing I'll tell you guys is this. All you got to do is find out the hotel that everybody's staying at.
True.
And then if you're at the hotel that everybody's staying at, these guys drink like fish.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
Flair son of it.
I mean, that's what we're doing with the and Tino. When we go off air, you and I need to talk because if you can get the day after Sting's last match off, I got an offer for you.
Hell.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, gentlemen, when it comes, so we basically talked about Raw. We've talked about NXT, right? And the Cora Jade thing, I think, is the worst possible scenario. Like she really, I really thought that her coming back, she was going to be something special,
Right.
and now we're going to be without her for another 9 months.
Yep, at least.
Yeah. So I mean, we're probably talking New Year's Evil or something for her to come back, right?
Yeah.
Which and that's best case scenario. Well, actually, best case scenario would be the 2025 Royal Rumble. I think that if she's going to come back somewhere around there, they sit there and go, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna dump her into the Royal Rumble, and she's gonna make a name for herself, and she should because she's good enough to do so, right?
Yeah. Here's a random one. Do you think Dakota Kai gets cleared to compete in the Royal Rumble?
I think that's an interesting choice, Jason. I think that's a pretty good one. A lot of people are asking about things like Jordan Grace.
Oh, what I want to drop, it's been talks. I'm finally going to make her debut, and it'll be at the Royal Rumble. Is one Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Jade, I don't think is much of a surprise. I think that everybody kind of anticipates her, and if they don't do her there, then she's going to be a night after WrestleMania kind of drop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Tino, great choice. Here's one that I think, and Shavar, maybe you. I know Jason will like this choice. What about Gail Kim?
What?
You knew Jason was going to like that, man.
Coming out of retirement to compete in a Royal Rumble. Interesting.
The Awesome Kong.
I mean, Awesome Kong could always come out of retirement to do it, but Jason, what do you think about the old Gail Kim?
I would be shocked if she would be willing to even set foot back at WWE again after how things went down with her and her second stint and how that ended.
It's an all new world with Triple H in charge, buddy.
True, because that was forever ago. So that, I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Shavar, who you think?
I feel like they're gonna re-sign at least someone from one of the more recent downsizing incident.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah, like something like that. Something that will border controversial.
Naomi?
Or even like I know like a Braun Strowman went off and did his own thing. But I could see something like that with a different type of push. I feel like they never used them right.
So when it comes to women, another good choice, and Michael, I want to go ahead and point out Mandy Rose showing up in the Royal Rumble this year actually would not surprise me.
Hmm.
But I would also hope that if they were to use her based on how good she was in NXT, because Tino and I have talked about this on our show multiple times, that Mandy Rose went from being an afterthought to being the only thought in NXT.
Yeah.
And in that moment, like, if she were to show up in the Royal Rumble, she would have to make an impact. And I'm not saying she'd have to win unless she's coming back full time,
Right.
but I would like to see her, if she did make a comeback, because you mentioned it, if she made a comeback in this, I would like to see her at least throw out 3 to 4 different people before she gets eliminated.
Let me throw one that nobody's thinking about, and it would be a surprise. So this person hadn't been on TV forever, and I've asked you, Rob, what do you think's going on with her? And we thought it's because her significant other was out. But what if one Britt Baker shows up at the Royal Rumble?
Mm.
I still think
Yeah.
she's under long-term contract with AEW.
I can't even remember the last match she wrestled on AEW, to be honest with you. It's been a hot minute.
No, and you're right, guys. And I think a lot of that, and Shavar, I don't mean to step on you if you were going to sit here and talk about this, but I do think that the reason why she hasn't been available is because Adam Cole's foot injury is something where Tony Khan, to his credit, has been somebody that when someone is injured, if they are in a relationship, they are both allowed to take the time off. And I think we've seen that with Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti. I think we've seen that
Mhm.
with Miro and Lana, or CJ Perry. So I think that that's where that comes in. I think that unfortunately I don't see a Britt Baker being available this year, Tino. And unfortunately, the person that I think would have possibly been available instead of her would have been a Deonna Purrazzo, and she's already shown up in AEW.
Let me give
Yeah.
one. Let me give one more. Let me give one more because he's
But
there.
Joe, man, you're allowed to do this.
He's there. So why not bring her? Why not bring Brandy Rhodes back?
Mm, 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 mm.
You know
I,
that's actually not a bad, hey, for a 30-woman Royal Rumble that I think you're going to struggle to find 30 full members. I do think that that's not a bad choice, especially when you consider that, like, people like Stacy Keebler will be a possibility, or Tori Wilson will be a possibility. At least Brandy Rhodes wanted to be a professional wrestler, right?
but she's trash in the ring.
So's Oscar's grandma, but we ain't said nothing about
Oh
her.
no, she's
But
not.
but
Brandy Rhodes at least wears wrestling boots, Jason.
Brandy
No,
Rhodes and
no, we're
Sumi
only giving
Sakai
Jason.
don't deserve to
Hey,
be in the same sentence.
we're only giving Jason a hard time. Jason, if you had to pick 2 female wrestlers that we all would know who they are.
yeah, don't know none of these people that you know, and only you know who it is.
No Joshi only wrestling women.
Yes.
Who would you want to see that are not currently signed by WWE that could show up?
Okay. If you want to severely blow the roof off instantly,
China's dead.
I was actually going to say AJ Lee.
Ooh.
You know what? Hey, I'm sorry. I know Tino was giving me the cold shoulder there. Jason, very well played.
Michael Turner said Christy Hemme.
Christy Hemme would actually be an all right one.
Yeah,
But
she'd be
but
all right.
Jason, I wanna applaud you for that one.
What
She
about Tracy? What
honestly,
about Tracy Brooks?
well, hold on.
Sorry,
When it comes to AJ Lee, she definitely got herself back in shape for
heels.
heels.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was a good one, Jason. I do like that one.
Unfortunately, when it came to heels and her getting herself in shape, that was a year ago. And the
So, do you think
only
you don't think she kept herself up? You think she only got in shape for the show?
no, I think that to your point and your credit, I do think that she probably I think when she started doing some of the wrestling moves, probably was like the same way that CM Punk was, because I think when CM Punk came back as Ricky Rabies,
But
that's what made him want to come back more than anything else.
and two, she runs WoW, so you know she's got a wrestling ring.
Not
So
anymore.
Not anymore.
she's not with WoW anymore.
Not anymore. She left that, but and Shavar, I'm I don't see you, so you're probably sleeping, but
No.
but
And look, I'm just realizing that we were talking about women. I was like talking about Braun Strowman. Ain't nobody tell me.
oh, it's it's
Like, this motherfucker bringing up Braun Strowman. Y'all talking about all these beautiful women. I'm talking about this tree.
No,
but don't worry.
We went from male to female. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Haas. We're coming in. We're gonna come in strong on the men here shortly. But
Michael Turner said it twice now. He said Beth Phoenix wins the Rumble and goes against Rhea Ripley for the title at WrestleMania 40.
I don't see it. Now, I do think if she still is under contract with WWE, she could show up. And I'll tell you, the last time Beth showed up, she got her head blown open in the Royal Rumble, and she put on a hell of a show. So I think that it's something that could happen.
Let me give you.
The other one that I was thinking.
Jason, go ahead. Sorry.
The other one I was thinking of, but I wasn't sure if it's right about that time yet. Maybe it's cutting close, but a returning Carmella.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Look at you, Jason.
And you know what? For another, we're not sure if she's ready to come back. How about Alexa Bliss? There's another one that if all of a sudden you saw that music hit and that video package, like
she's got a strong fan base now.
Both of them do.
So I want to do an NXT call up to the Rumble, and I got two.
Okay.
Oh,
Gigi Dolan.
I could see that. Yeah.
But my top pick, because I think she's past
Tiffany
NXT.
Stratton.
Boom.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton.
Those are good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Tino. I didn't mean to take your thunder, but I mean, like,
go to hell, Rob. I appreciate that. Let me finish my thought. I appreciate that.
That just shows that our show we think on the same line.
No, you just want to be the first one that comes out. So when it happens, you go, "Oh, said it."
No, I'll give you that one because I knew that's what you were thinking.
Sabar laughed because he knows it's true.
Sabar knows it's true. Anyway,
look,
hold up. What are you gonna say, Sabar?
Look, I don't want to hijack y'all. I don't want to hijack the show.
No, go for it. You're our guest. What you got?
But I am going to pop off in a minute. So I gotta ask, if y'all haven't already talked about, I'm probably sure this was going to be the crescendo of the show. Who do y'all have on the main events of night 1 and night 2?
All right.
So I don't know if that was going to be our crescendo tonight.
Ooh, that's
tough. But that is, but it all changes, and I, gentlemen, I don't know if you feel the same, but it all changes based on whether or not Seth Rollins is going to be available.
Yep, that's key. Yep.
Let's go with the option of him not being available.
Woo!
Not.
So what do they do with the title? How do they handle the vacate? What do they
Well,
do there?
we had two
The,
different. Yeah, at the beginning we had two different. I said what I heard was Triple H is going to give it to Damian in exchange for that money in the money in the bank briefcase. He's obviously not going to keep it that long. He'll probably keep it through Elimination Chamber, but that was what I was thinking they were going to do.
So here's the thought that I actually gave Shavar, and this is it requires the Royal Rumble being for that title.
mm,
Okay.
mm, okay.
So if the Royal Rumble is for that title, I say you give the belt to Finn Balor. Okay. Finn Balor holds that title up, and Damian Priest comes down
Ooh.
with all 4 of those tag team belts, gets in the ring, holds Finn Balor's arm up, and then after he does that, he clocks him in the back of the head, gets a referee into the ring, and 1, 2, 3, Damian Priest is your World Heavyweight Champion, which then means Damian Priest versus probably CM Punk at WrestleMania.
That's what I said.
Mm.
Hmm.
Jason?
See, I,
What do you think?
go ahead. No, go ahead, Jason. My bad.
That was
So
asking. Okay.
so for me, ooh, that's tough. That's really, really tough. But uh, I think ultimately it comes down to Cody, I guess, so to speak, finish the story.
That's not happening.
I mean,
They
it might not, but like,
right
I
now
mean,
they got a hard on for the Rock and Roman. It's not going to happen.
but not for the belt though.
Maybe.
No, they can't do that. That pisses me off if they
No,
do
not
that,
for the
man.
belt.
Well,
They
hold
can't
on.
do that, man. I'm
So,
not for that. Rock, and look, he's my all-time favorite. All time. But I'm not for that shit. No way. I'm not.
He got gassed out after doing that people's
That
elbow.
is so trash.
all right.
Not yeah. Mm-mm.
All right. You guys want to hear what I think is going to happen at the Royal Rumble?
All right.
It all depends on what goes on last. Okay?
What are you talking about? At the Royal Rumble? What do you mean? What goes on
Yes.
last?
What goes on last? Is it going to be the Rumble or is it going to be Roman's match? If it's Roman's match, I think what happens is, as it looks like, Roman does what he has done for 3 fucking years, where every time it looks like Roman's going to lose, the rest of the bloodline comes running down to the ring. There's a ref bump. There's something that happens that causes someone to get beat down, right? As Roman sits there and gives like the spear, if you smell, and then all of a sudden Roman turns and he just has the look of fear in his eyes. And then as he turns back around, Randy Orton gives him an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins that championship, and that sets up where Roman finally acknowledges his cousin. Hold on, Tino. I know what you're thinking. Acknowledges his cousin in that moment, and that sets up Cody, who wins the Elimination Chamber. Now, this is all before, like Cody could end up winning the Royal Rumble, but I would think he wins the Elimination Chamber, so it sets up Cody versus Randy Orton, who's now a 15-time world champion. And that sets up The Rock versus Roman for the head of the table because The Rock ruined his
Yeah,
1,200 days.
that's a beautiful story. But I'm hearing more and more rumors now that they got a hard on for Roman surpassing Hulk Hogan. So if he surpasses Hulk Hogan, that's going to take him into 2025 with that title.
Well, the Hulk Hogan thing actually is to SummerSlam, by the way.
Yeah.
Not
So
those days. No, because his days, the days that they counted them up, it'll be in the early 2025 if he breaks Hogan's thing.
So do you feel like he'll surpass Hogan, but not Bruno Sammartino?
Oh, he's never going to pass Bruno Sammartino.
No, they just want
the
they
fans,
just want
the fans will not take it.
no WWE right now just wants him to pass Hogan.
Well, Triple H wants him to pass Hogan. I don't think that it's a WWE, and I agree with you, Tino. But I think that when The Rock said, "I want to come back and I want to have a match," I think that might have put a screw in the tire, if you will.
But like Jason said, I don't think it necessarily has to be for the title.
No, and that's why it won't be for the title.
Yeah.
What do you think, Shavar?
I'm just trying to figure out where Punk fits in all this.
Oh, he's going for the Raw Championship.
Raw title.
Yes, Roman's on SmackDown. Remember, they got 2 titles.
Right.
Yeah.
So whoever wins that title, whether if Seth's still there or if they do it where Damian wins it, whoever has that title is facing Punk at WrestleMania.
Wait, can't the winner still pick though?
Well, so ideally, to make that title feel like it's worth more, the Royal Rumble winner, CM Punk, quote unquote, end up saying, "I'm going after that title," is worth more than Cody Rhodes saying, "I'm going after Roman Reigns,"
or
because it enhances the belt.
Check this out. This is something we hadn't even thought about. Remember, we were talking about they were setting up back things just in case Seth got hurt, and we've got Cody facing off with CM Punk next Monday. What if Seth's out? Punk does win the Rumble. They do it for the championship, and Punk takes that to WrestleMania against Cody, because Cody wins the Chamber.
So
now that's not finishing the story. That's not the belt he's looking for. But I think for now, because he's lost, he hadn't finished the story. I think it's twice now. I think that might pacify until they can work it out to where he beats Roman. Fans are happy he's got a belt, even though it's not the belt that finished the story. You know what I'm saying?
So the conversation I had a lot today, and it's not something that you guys are gonna like, was what if for the 4th time in WWE every 10-year history, so WrestleMania 10, 20, 30, and now 40, what if you have The Rock versus Roman versus Cody, and in that, Cody pins Roman, so The Rock stays strong, and The Rock's the one that ends up holding up Cody's arm. But all of the characters involved, and the reason why they do that is because The Rock may not be ready to wrestle a singles match.
That's possible. When you think about it, that's possible.
I appreciate you saying that, Jay, because I know Tino's sitting there going, "What the fuck are you thinking, Rob?"
I don't like that one, Rob.
No, and by the way, guys, I don't like that one. But I could totally see, based on even like the Daniel Bryan versus Batista and Randy Orton,
Oh yeah.
that being the type of match that ends up happening at WrestleMania 40.
Oof.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite.
Nah.
Does
Nah.
does does Brock Lesnar have a play in any of this?
We
I
He's
coming,
supposed to be on his way back.
and
I
he's
think
come. He's coming for Gunther.
Brock comes
Mm,
back during the Rumble and Gunther throws him out.
I love it.
And
I
Yeah.
love it.
that sets that up.
Oh, that would be so good. Oh, they'll steal whatever night they're on.
Yeah, you like that one, don't you?
It'll be the best 11-minute in the match. Like
Oh, it's gonna be something where Gunther is gonna chop the fuck out of him,
oh
And Gunther's going to
and
Suplex
Brock
City.
is going to sit
Yeah.
there and suplex the fuck out of him.
he's gonna be so mad.
And it is just gonna be two guys that look like they
Oh,
Arby's.
that I can see it, man.
No,
I
I'm
can.
gonna do my Booker T. No bread, no water, just meat.
Meat. Yes. Yes.
He's gonna be sucky ducky quack quack match of the night. That's what he's gonna say. He's
Man.
literally.
Yeah.
Michael Turner said a couple things. Cody goes bad and turns, which would make sense. He's lost twice now trying to go that title. I can see him going bad. And
Yeah,
then
it's
he
possible.
also said Gunther kills Brock in that match.
Oof.
Mm.
The
I
murder chops.
so the only so with this Seth possible injury thing, this is what I see as a possibility.
Okay.
I see them saying the Royal Rumble will be for that title. And I see Gunther as a possibility of winning. And if he does, because last year, if you remember, he was number one, he lasted all the way to the end, the longest person in a Royal Rumble. I could see him winning, becoming the World Heavyweight Champion, relinquishing that Intercontinental belt so that someone like Jey Uso can win it. And at that moment, I'm not even saying that Damian Priest cashes in there, but I could totally see something like Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship because of that, just to make it worth more. And then I could actually see Brock Lesnar walking out with that belt in that match, only to see Damian Priest actually cash in on him. And that would be twice that Brock Lesnar got cashed in on at WrestleMania. Go ahead, Tino. It's your show, man. You got this.
We're almost 2 hours in. We still haven't talked about AEW, and I like to be out of here at 2 hours.
I was gonna ask, who did y'all make any prediction for which woman would win the Royal Rumble?
Becky.
Becky is my strong suit. I agree.
Oh, so she'll be a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Okay.
Yeah, and I think a big part. I think a big chunk of it is they did that face to face in the ring on Monday night, which kind of sealed it for me. Because Becky made a point. I have to, I have to prove myself, and to prove myself, I have to beat you. I think that's a strong, and it could be a red herring, but Becky's still my go to.
No,
So
Tino nails it for me. He just said everything that I would have said.
So one last thing before we
Jade
transition.
Cargill.
Oh, he's picking Jade.
Ooh, okay. What you got? What you got, Jay?
So do y'all honestly feel that there's no chance ever that Bailey will ever win the title again?
She will. It just won't be anytime soon.
I mean, she hasn't been singles champ in like a couple of years.
I could see,
and she had the injury and everything. And even after coming back from the injury, I mean, she's had like 4 or 5 opportunities and still hasn't been able to win the big one. So
Jason, to your point, I think that she could win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but I
not the
think
Royal
I,
Rumble.
I think before that happens, Bianca's going to get that belt back first. Bianca's
Well,
going to get her. Bianca's going to get her win back from Io.
I don't know. I do
They are
think.
playing that up some. They are
Well,
playing that up
I
some.
tend to think that what's the group called?
Damage control.
Damage Control is going to turn on Bailey. So
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh,
I think
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for
I
it.
think there's a very good possibility that Bailey actually does win something, and then all of a sudden, just as you think that she has a chance, and she's like, "Hey, this at least keeps it in the family," kind of thing. All of a sudden, they beat the shit out of her.
Mm.
Oh, it's coming.
So that's kind of what I anticipate.
Cool.
Tino, you're absolutely right. We didn't really talk about anything else. I think there's only two things to talk about when it comes to AEW. By the way,
AW,
Look,
and you said you didn't watch the show. This is one show you want to watch because that show last night lived up to its name. That show last night was dynamite.
It's Joe
well,
and Hook.
I know
hey
that
fellas, that's my cue. Though. I'm gonna step out.
All
that
right, man.
that
All right.
Matthew and
Good to see
Nicholas
you again.
Jackson,
Be
All right.
good. Be good.
Shavar, safe travels.
Too late. There's a whole bunch you want to get to before that.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know anything because
But go ahead.
I didn't empower, so you guys can talk about it. Go ahead.
No, go. What are you about to say about them?
Oh, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, their new attitudes. What do you think, Tino?
Same thing I told you whenever they came out, and you jumped to the conclusion. Oh, they're going to divorce. I'm like, no, just wait and see because I can look and see. While I don't like the Young Bucks, I could see that it was something different. And I didn't think they were there to wrestle Darby and Sting at his last match.
But it does look like they're going to be the opponents.
No,
Yeah, it's not my
again,
ideal pick, but
again, you didn't watch, so shut the fuck up.
All right.
Because what I'm saying is they did an interview just saying that how they are
Yep.
EVPs and that's how they're going to keep themselves
Uh-huh.
and they're going to keep themselves being professional and being EVPs.
right.
But Sting and Sting and Sting, if you watch that package, Sting did say that they want to challenge for the tag team title. So they put that
Yes.
challenge out there for Big Bill
Mhm.
and wannabe Enzo, young Rock looking Ricky
Ricky
Starks.
Starks. It's-
I don't get that either.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing that since his time at NWA and such. So yeah.
So I like that, and I also like the Jay Briscoe thing they did. That was a
Oh
nice
yes.
touch.
Oh,
So
that was
so
beautiful.
so when they came out, and I didn't realize that they told his oldest daughter that she would never walk again. I'm like, are you serious? And then she came out. He goes, but, and then they came out. So that was kind of cool. But
Yes, absolutely.
what did you think about the match, the first match of the night? So you had Christian Cage and Dustin Rhodes.
I mean, Dustin's continuing like to show that he's gonna have like even still strong matches leading up to his retirement. So it's just really good to see those two go at it. But I enjoyed it for what it was, most definitely.
I think Christian, it just like I said, Dustin is for his age. He has kept himself in shape well, and he was able to hang with Christian because Christian
Mhm.
is phenomenal. Christian is he's going to be a goat. He's going to be a goat. And Dustin, at his age, to hang up and go and step for step with Christian like he did,
Yes.
that's just a compliment to him. But I'm also wondering how much more time he has left because Rob has said many a time that he thinks he's going to be back, and I agree. He's going to be back in time for WrestleMania to be in Cody's corner, but he's still it's January. So
Right.
when how does that work? Because you know that Triple H didn't. He's starting to do kinda the Forbidden Door with the New Japan and everything, but I don't think that he's going to let an AEW talent in the WWE. So if Dustin does come over, when's his contract over? I don't think anybody's ever heard when his contract's over.
No idea.
It,
Rob?
his contract will probably be over close to WrestleMania, and if he really wants to be there for Cody, it's one of those things where like Tony won't want
Does
to let
Tony?
it go.
Does AEW have a 90-day non-compete like WWE though?
I
I
think
don't.
there's a 30-day non-compete.
So it's 30-day. I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
But if you notice, it looks like they're really using Dustin a lot right now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think they're and maybe not with the Christian Cage, but they are using Cody. Excuse me, they're using Dustin a lot right now because he can still go with these young guys, and that's who they're putting him against, these up and comers. So I think they're trying to use him as much as they can while they've got him because they know what they have. That's the one thing I'm worried about when he goes back to WWE. I don't want them to relegate him back to Gold Dust. I hope they let him keep the
Oh, no.
Dustin Reynolds.
At this point, I think he would actually show up without makeup and actually just be in his
Agreed.
brother's corner.
Agreed.
But
That's what I'm hoping. But do you think he's just
but
be in the corner, or do you think he's going to wrestle for WWE?
I think that if you're gonna put Roman versus Cody, I think that you have Solo beat Dustin down to the point where it just makes Cody want to beat Roman that much more. Like a very
Kind of an enraged Cody.
a very Rocky IV kind of feel. But
It's kind of like what was it when was it Undertaker wanted to fight Flair and Flair wouldn't fight him, so he beat up Arn. You remember that?
there you go.
Good
That
point.
kind of thing.
That's a good point, actually.
But I also want to state, and sorry, Tino, I know that you want to keep this under 2 hours, but you know, like having extra people on here made it a little bit longer. I have a big problem with how they've produced Dustin Rhodes since that last pay-per-view.
What?
Okay. What happened at the last pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, he swerved.
He took on
Damn it.
Swerve. He was a
Damn near-
replacement.
Damn near crippled him, and he didn't. He sold half the match, or the last half of the match. He was running around like nothing was wrong. He didn't sell. He didn't sell. That pissed me off. I agree with that.
So why is it that since that match where Swerve broke his leg through a cinder block, has Dustin Rhodes been able to just wrestle every match without any problem?
You hit the nail right on the head.
It's what we've always talked about with Tony Khan and AEW, and it's called consistency.
Yes.
And to be honest, WWE for a while we were complaining about them. They didn't have consistency, and they're just now getting back to having. Me and Rob talked about it all the time. Back in the Attitude Era, you would start a show with Stone Cold. They would have stuff in the middle of the show. They still have Stone Cold. It was running theme, and at the end of the night, you knew Stone Cold was going to come out to top the show off, right? So they're kind of doing that now again with WWE. They're doing it more like with the Bloodline and with the Judgment Day. You know, to kind of beginning, sandwich them in the middle, and then the main event kind of thing. That Tony Khan hadn't picked up on that yet.
So in this situation,
good point.
Dustin Rhodes should not have had any possibility of winning any match because his ankle should have been in a cast.
Yep.
Right.
I agree.
And like the only reason why I say that is because I love the fact that they're using him, but I hate the fact that we literally just saw Swerve do that to him, and then Swerve on his way up the ramp sit there and say, "Don't you ever fucking do this to me again."
And not only that, when you're watching wrestling, we know you want to suspend. What is it? Suspend reality. Suspend disbelief. So if I see you this week, no, Sunday with a pay-per-view, get your ankle smashed with a center block, and then I see you Wednesday on Dynamite wrestling and walking around like nothing's wrong. That's kind of like when you get a weave, you got short, you're bald on Monday, you got hair down to your ass on Tuesday.
But
Wow.
Big Root having a mustache on one show, but on the same night he doesn't on the other show. And firm statement there. Here's the facts. Rob has flat out said he stopped watching wrestling when he saw that Earthquake broke the ribs of
Oh,
Hulk Hogan.
No, Rob was butthurt. Tell the whole story. That's why Rob stopped watching
oh
wrestling.
man.
Tell the story, Rob, real quick.
I don't know if I can tell it real quick,
No,
but
no,
okay.
no, no. I can sum it up.
8-year-old Rob, 8-year-old Rob sat there and
He
saw
wrote, he wrote a
Earthquake
card.
sit there and drop on Hulk Hogan's chest,
He wrote a
breaking
letter.
his ribs, and Tony, or not Tony Schiavone, but Vince
Mean Gene.
McMahon and
Mean
Lord
Gene.
Alfred Hayes are sitting there begging for me to send him letters to help him get better.
Guess who sent a letter?
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. My parents wouldn't let me.
Ah.
I wrote one. I probably still have it, but but they wouldn't let me send it. But
Please get better. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
but truth be told, that was what made me when I saw Hulk Hogan in like No Holds Barred or whatever, I was like, that son of a bitch isn't hurt. It's Troubles in Paradise or whatever it was. I was like, that son of a bitch is in a damn TV show. Like, why am I sitting there trying to like send him like get well wishes and whatever, and that son of a bitch is actually completely fine. This shit is fake.
He just got a memo then.
And of course it wasn't until Roddy Piper went to Alcatraz
Alcatraz.
Yep.
that I was like, I just don't give a shit anymore. I know it's fake, but you know what? I want to see what he does to him.
Oh man.
I mean, truly, like that was it, Jason.
Hey, Rob.
I didn't need orthopedic sketchers to sit there and tell me that one woman was going to beat another.
Hey,
Wow.
Rob, we're about to have a mega group in AEW.
A what?
A mega group because the Bang Bang Gang
Bang bang.
they won the ROH tag team 6-man championship.
Yeah, 6-man titles.
With the help of who was that came out there? Anthony Bowen.
Yep,
And
the
so,
Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. So when they won, they were like, now they wanted, what was it? They want to be called the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Yeah.
Bullet Club hasn't answered yet, but I think they're gonna.
So I gotta ask you guys, does that make them all baby faces or heels?
Oh, Bullet Club Gold's babyface now. Remember because a Switchblade came out and challenged. Remember because he's pissed off.
With Adam Cole. Yeah.
That's when they became baby faces.
Yep.
Are they fully? And I guess by the Acclaimed joining with them, that really does make that.
And I think that's why they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, yeah. Deanna Purrazzo makes her in-ring AEW debut against Anna Jay. She with my girl ringside, Tony Storm ringside.
Well, before we go there, I was right about Deanna Purrazzo.
What?
She God, I hate saying this, but she put on some weight.
She still looks good. What?
Who?
What is it? See, Rob.
Wait, who put on weight? Tony Storm?
He thinks Deanna Purrazzo put on weight. And I'm saying she was that size when she was when she's just an Impact.
She's thick.
She looks good.
Not just thick. It's not just thick, guys.
But I get it. I mean, she didn't look that way back in ROH. I get it. But it's like, I mean, she's still the virtuoso.
But why does that make a difference to you, Rob? See, Rob likes the ones whose asses look like a wall. That's what he's. He likes the real
Wow.
skinny ones, and he's like, they're fat. I'm like, no, dude, they ain't got an ass at all.
But I mean, they signed a 3-time knockouts champion, a 2-time knockout of the year. Deanna
He thinks
Purrazzo's legit.
he thinks Alexa Bliss is thick.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
I mean, she got a little
J-
tank, but it's not.
Jason.
It's
Jason.
I'm
It's
not
like-
going to say anything because
Jason.
Tino's already made enough fun of me here. I'm just going to say that, like, there was more chunk than I wanted. That's all I'll say. Hold on.
But what
Hold
does that have
on.
to do with her
She-
wrestling? Why are we?
She took care of business.
Yep.
She looked at Tony Storm, and Tino, go ahead, take it from there.
Which I'm not a fan of her gimmick, but go ahead.
Oh, I love this time
What?
Tony Storm.
Oh yeah, I being that I've watched Tony Storm ever since Stardom. Yeah, I hate that gimmick. I hate.
No,
No,
you-
but have you been
hold
watching
on,
her since she? Have
Jason,
you been watching her
Jason,
since she got into?
hey, Jason's going in timeout.
Because since she's been in AEW, this saved her because she was drowning in AEW. This saved her.
Jason,
Yes.
she has the best female gimmick in AEW.
I mean, does she make me laugh sometimes? Yes.
No. But the best female gimmick in AEW, 100%. There is no denying that Tony Storm is.
Y'all can have it.
Who's name a better
Yeah.
gimmick? Hold on, name a better
Do
gimmick in
your-
AEW.
What
I'm
now?
just not all for that old school Marilyn Monroe kind of especially with someone like her. Not with someone like her.
Hey,
She
Jason.
looks like Marilyn Monroe. She took what she was given and made it work.
Not to mention she won the title doing a hip attack with a plate in her butt cheek. Like,
The Rock won the title how many times with the fucking dumbest move in history? Scotty
So you
Too
take
Hotty. Scotty Too Hotty used to win matches with the Worm.
a plate in the butt cheek.
He works for AEW now.
A plate in the butt cheek.
Jason, I everybody agreed with me when I sat there and I said, "Are you serious? Like, Tony Storm won that move with that, or won that match with that move," and they agreed. Except I said because it was in black and white, they didn't see it.
Wow. Plate in the butt cheek. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
She is the only 3-time AEW women's
Excuse me, Sheeta.
the only 3-time.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. Sheeta has won it 3 times. Excuse you.
No, I'm talking to Rob. I'm saying you're correct. Tony Storm's not the only one. He's right. Sheeta's won it 3 times.
No one knows who she is.
What? She's
Rob,
the longest rating.
Rob's messing with you.
I love it.
Rob's messing with you. He knows.
I am messing with you, Jason.
Ignore him. That's what I do. I had to learn. Finally, the Samoa Joe match. The Samoa Joe and Hook match was better than it had any business being. He hung with Joe. He took everything Joe had and he got up.
He freaking kicked out of the Muscle Buster at 1.
Yes. And I'm sure Rob, because he's a WWE mark, has got something to say about it. No, he's like, Hook's only 170 pounds, so smaller wrestlers.
You knew exactly the dollar amount I was gonna call him on. By the way,
So we're gonna say the hell with Ray Ray, which he's got a hard on for Ray Ray. He's got an excuse for Ray Ray. But you're gonna forget about Shawn Michaels. You're gonna forget about AJ Styles. All these other small guys who do it. But because he didn't like Hook, he didn't like Darby, he didn't like all these other
Guess he
small
doesn't like
guys.
Riho as well.
Okay, well, first of all, Riho wouldn't be up against Samoa Joe, but Shawn Michaels weighed in at 210 pounds.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay, what about what Johnny Gargano? Hold on, no. Your favorite, Tommaso Ciampa.
Hold on. Before we go anywhere with this, let me just say, one, my power was out, so I have not been able to see the match. However, I heard about the match. Okay? The match went the way it should. Samoa Joe ended up getting the victory, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then after the match, the Mogul Empire came down, caused dissension, beat down Hook, beat down whomever.
They didn't beat down anybody.
Did they not?
No.
Oh, that's what I heard. I'm sorry.
No.
Again, I didn't see it.
Swerve did come out, but that's after, because Hook kept getting up every time Joey leaves. Like they said, "Oh, you got." He kept calling him out, which made himself look strong. Joe came back in to attack Hook, which brought out the Hangman, which brought out Swerve, but nobody got in the room and jumped anybody.
It's okay. So I'm to believe that Hook got beat down like 2 or 3 times by Joe because he kept getting up.
After the match was over.
He even got put through the announce table.
He lost the match.
Yes.
So he's now 28-2.
Yes.
This caused other people to come down. Let me ask. In this kind of match where Hook got beat by Joe, then got beat down by Joe again.
I don't think he got beat down. He got choked out. He left. What's his name said, is that all you got? He came back in. I think he gave him another muscle buster or something. He left again. When he came back in that next time, he was about to really fuck him up, and that's when Hangman came down.
It definitely reminded me a little bit of Taker Hardy ladder match.
I was about to say that's exactly what it was.
So my question, based on what you just said there, is it almost sounds like they pulled a WrestleMania main event of this guy keeps getting up even though he is outmatched.
So he's got guts. Yeah, that's what we're trying to. Yeah.
Well, the guts thing is one thing, but at some point, don't you think that like people should have helped him to the back?
After the show run, they did. The refs came down. They were helping him to the back.
Didn't he do this to them?
As he was walking away,
out by his own power.
Yeah. So before you start, how many times has fucking Cactus Jack, your favorite, been hurt and refused help to the back? How many times Stone Cold did the double bird and wouldn't let anybody help him to the back? See, and this is what I have a problem with it. When it's in WWE, it's cool. AEW does it, you don't like it.
No. I want to know 2 things. Okay. First, when you sit there and you ask a question like, why are you okay with Cactus Jack? Or, well, Cactus Jack was 320 pounds.
Okay.
That and his entire career, he did that. This wasn't just one match he did that, right?
No, okay. I guess maybe I've misunderstood it. If it was WWE, if they'd done this match in WWE and that happened, you'd have been cool with it.
No, that was the first part. Second part is this. And this is what I really mean by it, okay? What does this mean for Hook?
That means he'll come back and fight another day. It kept him looking strong. You know what I'm saying? It kept him
But
strong. He still is like, yes, in the future he could be a world champion.
when we say in the future, when? Like the way
Do I
that
look like? I know I got the gray beard. I'm not
God, can
Nostradamus.
I just talk? Please.
Yeah, because you piss me. You know this. You know this is my pet peeve with you. But go ahead.
No. I'm actually trying to build Hook here, okay? That's what I'm trying to do. While I don't like the pictures that I've seen where it's Hook trying to suplex Samoa Joe through a table because he's twice the size of him. I don't like that. It's fine. Hook walking out under his own power after getting muscle bustered, getting beaten, getting muscle bustered, getting beaten, getting all of that done. If Hook doesn't come out to start the next Dynamite, I'm not even saying it has to be Collision. I'm not saying it has to be Rampage, whatever, because that kid's probably sitting there going, man, my fucking neck hurts. Okay, fine. If he doesn't start the next show and call out somebody and say, I'm ready for a fucking fight, then what was the point of building him up the way that they did?
But then
Well,
you got to. But you're going back to who's writing the damn shows. We don't have consistency. So
yeah.
if the show had consistency, that would probably happen. But there's no consistency, so there's a probability that that's not going to happen, and that has nothing to do with Hook.
Hey,
That has to do with who's writing the show and who they feel like pushing. And
it
right
could
now, the young folks are back, so they're going to dominate the TV time.
it could
So
be worse. It could be he took 10 straight power bombs and still got the victory.
So my point to that, Tino, and you see now that I was not actually trying to negate what he did in the match, right? You see that?
You left it, Jason. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it because I know him. Yes, yeah.
Uh-oh.
As such, you just said because of the consistency of the writing in AEW, this might not be the case. Then why would they ever put him in that situation?
Rob. I don't know.
Almost popped me there.
I mean, could have something to do with him at the time having a 27-1 record, but
28-1, Jason.
28-1.
28-1.
We both called him out on that shit. But my again, and so here's the problem that I have with that. Tony Khan went online and started arguing that because he had a 28-1 record, that this kid should be going after Samoa Joe because of Jinder Mahal. It had nothing to do with him having a 28-1 record. It had nothing to do with any storyline, which, by the way, storyline wise, they could have said, hey, in TNA, when Joe decided he wanted to use his finishing move of that Coquina Clutch,
Mm-hmm.
that he was given that by Taz.
I think that's I was looking at that. I think that's a different move.
The
Taz mission.
Yeah, it is.
Is minorly different. But when Samoa Joe started using it in TNA, he was using the Taja Hajime.
Yeah.
The red rum but the red rum is that the Taz mission or the Coquina Clutch? Because
No, it's the Taz mission.
It's
Yeah,
the
he
Taz.
wrestles.
Not the Hajime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point though is that they could have built the story better, and apparently they did everything they could, from what I've heard, with having everybody talk about like Taz trying to put over his son. And they didn't want Taz to come out to the ring to prevent Samoa Joe from doing anything, because then it would have made it all about Taz and Samoa Joe. And I get all of that. And I believe all of that. But if they had built up the story properly, it would have been less about Hook being 28-1 and more about like these two unstoppable forces going against each other. And yes, Tino, 170 pounds versus 320 pounds is very difficult when you're trying to say that they have a very similar style of wrestling.
He's not 170 though. I think he built. He's at least two. That's what they build him in at.
Okay. Okay. Still 120 pounds less than Joe, but I'll
But
give you
do,
that.
do,
I
do
I,
we have to go back to
I said I'd
Michael's
give
fighting Yokozuna?
you that.
No, I'm trying to get you to understand. You're like, yes, okay, 170 to three something, but it's still 100 some odd pounds difference from Shawn Michaels fighting a Yokozuna. But you're cool with that.
Different styles. And see, that's the difference, is that Hook goes in and tries to do the same thing that Joe does. He just grabs you and throws you, grabs you
Mhm.
and throws you. And that's what Joe does. Shawn Michaels never grabbed and threw. Shawn Michaels ran, 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 ran. And he would just wear you out.
I mean, Michaels was still somewhat of a high flyer though, and I mean high.
Run, 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 wear you
Don't
out.
don't argue. Just let them have it.
Anyways,
Let them have it.
different styles. Whereas Hook literally is doing the same thing Joe's doing. Hell, Hook right now is doing the same thing that Brock Lesnar does. He looks at you, grabs you, and throws you.
Yeah,
The difference is that Hook can't do that with somebody the size of Brock Lesnar or Samoa Joe.
well, could have fooled me, but well,
Just saying. Good match. I think that they wasted an opportunity, because if they had gone another year, Hook versus Samoa Joe could have been champion versus champion. Or if they really wanted to do it, I would have had Joe sit there and say, hey, if I'm putting my championship on the line, you need to put your championship on the line.
What's he gonna do with the FTW championship? Yeah.
Just
You knew
drop it
you
in the ring like Joe does, because apparently he can do that.
nah,
apparently,
I think they did it right. I think they did it right.
Not
Because
saying you're right. Not saying you're right.
you knew that Hook wasn't gonna win. So there's that would have been if they'd have put the FTW belt up, that'd have been a guarantee that Hook was going to lose at least, maybe chance, maybe Adam Cole, somebody could have come out and done something funky for him
yeah,
for
perhaps, yeah.
to cost Joe. I mean, you knew it wasn't going to happen, but if he'd put the FTW belt up, it'd have been almost guaranteed.
Well, I would like to see Joe hold both of them up and maybe even throwing one of them at Taz.
But what would that pay off? Because Taz can't wrestle anymore.
It,
You know what I mean? I agree with you. If Taz could wrestle,
no, you're right.
Hmm.
Except remember, even back in the TNA days, when Joe first showed up, Taz sat there and said, "This is my replacement."
hmm
So if he had thrown the belt back, that could have just gotten rid of that belt. Because the FTW belt means not a goddamn thing.
yeah.
True.
It gives Hook something to have until he gets the TNT title
Nothing.
or something.
What does it mean? Oh, hey, you're 28-2. The match that you lost was to the world champion. Why do you have a belt that means nothing? And by the way, I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, he's got it, but is he ever gonna lose it to somebody?
I mean, he's already lost it once before to Jack Perry, so it's definitely
Who?
Jack Perry.
He
Oh,
heard
you
you.
mean Rip the guy that ripped his contract up?
Oh yeah, New Japan. Yep, sure
We didn't
did.
even talk about
Well, he's
it.
now the
Jesus
scapegoat,
Christ.
Jack Perry.
Damn it. Having Jason on the show, we weren't able to sit there and talk about the fun stuff.
Wow.
You have to remember, I'm in a
Love you,
level
Jason. Love
of
you.
elite.
Look. Oh, look at it threw hearts up.
That was cool. That was actually really cool.
I said, love you, Jason.
It's not gonna do it again.
Love you too.
It's not doing it anymore.
Oh, maybe you gotta get.
Tino threw some hearts.
Oh.
Jason.
Oh well.
Nope, not doing it anymore. Anyways,
Hmm.
but Tino, I'm.
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours.
It was a good 2.5 hours though.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to drive home, so you're about the same time frame.
Yeah, and I still got to get up at 7:30 in the morning.
Well, I mean, I even have to be at work tomorrow, so
At 12, shut the hell up.
I haven't been at work in 2 months, like 8 months.
I was about to say it's been.
I don't even know what that means. Like being at work. What the fuck?
All right, Mike Turner says, great show, you guys. Always love it. Bailey, LA Knight win the Rumble. Congrats on the job, Rob. Good luck tomorrow with all that, Rob.
And there's hearts.
All I know is I'm pumped for Philly.
Rob's figured out the hearts. He's just gonna keep throwing hearts.
Oh, now he's just abusing it. Oh Lord!
It won't do it again. It's all Jason's fault. He said
All
right. It.
All right,
Hey.
folks. Jason, give him.
Jason, go ahead and give everybody how they can find you.
Give him your tags.
Alrighty, so you can find me on Twitter/X at blitzball_champ, capital B, capital C. You can also find me on YouTube as well, Blitzball Champ as well, with no space, capital B, capital C. And you can also find me on Facebook, search Blitzball Champ Gaming, all spaces, capital B, capital C, capital G.
What night do you do? Because you do a wrestling show too. What night do you do your show, or do you still do it?
I still do it. It's pretty spontaneous, but I have everything archived even when I go live. So if you miss it, you find everything on my YouTube.
Are we archived, Rob?
I mean, we're everything is on YouTube.
How do you archive?
It's all on there. Like every single show we've done is on there.
Yeah, there's a setting where you can disable that, but I mean, who does that?
Oh,
Tino, I do want to say, because I know that you're getting ready to give all of our handles and everything else, that next week could possibly be not only one of our last shows, but one of our long shows.
your mama's an outbreak monkey.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but
we talked about it before. Your mom went on a cruise and gave everybody. Maybe you told me I could say it on the show.
Yes, actually, I am a little worried about my dad.
He's gonna be fine, dude. We discussed this. He's a cockroach. Remember?
I did say that. I remember that.
Yeah.
No. I mean, when it comes to next week is the week of the Royal Rumble.
Oh my God!
So
are you going to be able to watch that?
Am I
You're
going?
You don't know yet. You don't know your schedule.
Oh, I already told my boss because he was like, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be able to watch the Royal Rumble, right? And he goes, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't. And I was like, because you just told me that I'm starting working tomorrow. And he goes, oh shit, I didn't think about that. And I was like, so I'm gonna be able to watch the Royal Rumble, right? And he goes, yeah, you should be able to. So, with that, I want to point out that next week we're gonna try to do a show because obviously, like, I don't know when I'll be able to, but we're gonna try to do a show. Might be Wednesday because I'm not doing trivia on Wednesday. But we got to give our predictions.
I think we just kind of did.
Kinda. But rest is on you.
No, we gave our predictions. So, I want to say thank you guys for sticking around. You can find him on Twitter/X at Potcheck. I'm HoodieFan91. I am on what are we on? We're on Instagram. I'm SC Tino. He's Rob Potts. He's got so many. Is it Rob Potcheck on Insta? He's also on Twitch. You can find the show on Twitter X. We are Potsy and Tino. Facebook, we're the Potsy and Tino Show. We're here each and every week right here. Hopefully, we can keep that going on the Pots and Pants Networks. Please give us a
We'll
thumbs
figure
up,
out.
like, subscribe, and buy our shit. We want to say thank you to Adam's House Cats for the wrestling song, which you can buy on iTunes for 99 cents 99. He's got something else to say.
Nope, that I was just waiting for you to say 9-9.
Oh, and until next week, folks, for Blitzball, for Potsy, I'm Tino.
Give a like, subscribe. Thank you to Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
I gotta do it again. Oh, no. You see the words come out my mouth?